Hi there, I'm Chef Stephen Pyles, and in these unprecedented times, we could all use a little cheering up, so that's what I'm going to do for you today. What could be better than, and more regional actually, than a quesadilla? Melty cheese, delicious, fresh produce, a little spice here and there, and of course, great corn or flour tortillas. Couldn't be better. But first, speaking of regional cuisine and Texas cooking, I'm going to talk about chilies a little bit. So I've got a whole array of chilies here that we use in Southwestern cooking. And you'll see dried and fresh. And when I do cooking classes, when I do my demos, I kind of have a test for the class and I say, is this a chili or a pepper? And then I'll say, is this a chili or a pepper? And I get them going and we kind of get them separated. So I'll cut to the chase here and tell you that they're all chilies. There are no peppers in here, not even that. So how did that happen? Well, it was a little misnomer. Somebody you might have heard called Christopher Columbus came to the New World looking for, guess what? Pepper. And found chili plants and said, voila, I found pepper. So it's been a misnomer since, but we won't go on a tirade to have red bell peppers changed to red bell chilies. We'll just go with it. But nonetheless, we have dried and fresh, and fresh chilies actually have a name when they're fresh and a different name when they're dried. For example, the poblano. Poblano is a great fresh. It's one that we use for stuffing, chili rellenos and chili rajas and things like that. And then when it becomes dried and ripened, it becomes the ancho. So these all have different names, but this one is from Peru. It's called chili ají. So we use all of these in Texas, and we're going to use some of those today in our quesadillas. So fresh produce, that's what we want to start with. We've got all this great stuff. You could use the fennel, you could use any of this stuff, but I've got some zucchini here that we're just going to you can either dice or slice, and this is going to get oven roasted. So we're going to do two different. We're going to do one corn tortilla quesadilla and one flour. So we would just take these vegetables, little, this time of year, great little yellow squash. Just chop that up. So we're going to roast them in an oven. But in the meantime, I've also got a pan going here that I'm going to do. So we're going to do two. I'm going to do a kind of a market fresh vegetable quesadilla, and then I'm going to do one with these great portobello mushrooms. So we'll start with the portobello. So I'm going to start with a little bit of olive oil, and the thing about a nice saute, you want to make sure that the oil is really hot because you want to hear a sizzle. You've got to hear that sizzle just like that when the food goes in. Otherwise it kind of soaks up the fat, and you don't want that. So whether it's fish, meat, whatever, you want to always have a nice hot smoking oil, and then you put your vegetables in. So we would cut a little bit of the portobello, or these are actually kind of baby bells. Add a little of those in there. Got a little bit of red bell pepper, red bell chili, yellow bell pepper. Just going to saute that up. A little more mushroom maybe. So that's going to be the base of one. And then I'm going to show you something very special. We've got all these great vegetables. I've got some more red bell peppers and zucchini and squash. And guess where I've got them? I'm roasting them in the pizza oven. So come take a look. So look what we have here. Great oven roasted vegetables. Those are really pretty nice and brown, perfectly roasted. Now you don't have to have a pizza oven to do this. You can put them in your oven in your apartment. About 400 degrees for 20, 30 minutes. Get them really nice and soft and toasted. So let's throw together a tortilla here. I'm going to add a little bit of cheese. Let's see, we're going to start with some of that vegetable, that good roasted vegetable. We're going to make two different shapes. The corn tortilla, we're going to put some of that. Let's do a little feta. I think a little feta cheese on there. and a little goat's cheese. This is a local goat's cheese from the mozzarella company. Just going to add there. And then I always add a little bit of cheese, like a white cheddar or a Monterey Jack. That's a nice binding cheese. The goat cheese alone makes it kind of too oozy, so this will help bind it a little bit. And then we're going to put that just, so this one's going to be 2 tortillas. We're going to flatten it just like that. We're going to put a little bit of olive oil right there. And as soon as that gets hot, we're going to put our tortilla in. And then with the flour tortilla, I'll add my portobello. And we're going to do this one a little different. We're going to do a half moon, kind of a crescent. So portobellos and red bell peppers and some chili. And then I'm going to add some, let's do on this one a little goat cheese also. A little more Monterey Jack. And that one we're going to fold over like this and cook it the same way. So we have some great quesadillas already made here. Just perfect. So we're just going to cut those maybe into thirds on the half moon. Something like that. And then maybe in quarters on the corn tortilla with the oven roasted vegetables. And then finish these off with whatever kind of sauce you would like. We've got a little salsa roja here that we make at Ventana. So you can just kind of spoon that over. Also got a little sour cream. That's always nice. Just do a little sour cream on there. Maybe a little micro cilantro or whatever kind of herbage you have, just for fun. But looks delicious. Very simple and delicious. And the thing is, let your mind go crazy. Get creative. Look at all the produce you've got. Just make it fun. You want shrimp? Put some shrimp in there. A little mango salsa, all the better. Have fun with it.